Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the German Tier 9 Premium Medium Tank, the T55a. Now the T55a is, honestly, a fantastic medium tank. I think it's really solid, and that's because the mobility is pretty good. Its armour is good on the turret. On the hull it's not so great, but you can start scrape with it and stuff like that, and if you get yourself hull down, like I say, and use the turret, you can have a good time. The gun on it is really nice in itself as well. It's pretty damn accurate, and it's got really good penetration on its premium rounds, just like the T54 old school. I mean, the new school T54 still does have that fantastic premium round as well, but it's also got fantastic standard rounds. And yeah, the only real drawback to me was the standard pen, and I think that was more of a balancing factor than anything else. So the standard pen at 221 was always a little bit low, but then for a lot of tier 9 mediums, they do have that 220 mark. I'm thinking of German tanks, right? Thinking of the E50. But the T55a did actually receive some buffs. Randomly. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't guessed by the title of the video, as always, this is the third mark video for the tank. And I 3-marked this tank a little while ago. And naturally, I think it was literally a week after I 3-marked it, they buffed it. So these two replays you're seeing aren't actually the buffs in action. But to be honest, apart from the DPM, it doesn't really change too much about how this tank plays anyway. So it is what it is. So you're going to see the buffs now, what actually changed on the tank, and it was some pretty nice buffs to it, to be fair, and that is that it gained 238 pen on its standard AP instead of 221, and 7.7 second reload instead of 8.1. So the DPM got better on it, got quite a lot better, which is quite nice, and the penetration went up to 238, so it's nearly 240 pen, which is absolutely solid. And again, you'll not really struggle to pen too much with that penetration, and if you really need to pen something, you can just switch to the 330 heat rounds, which are absolutely filthy. Down to you. But yeah, those buffs are really nice for the tank, and yeah, it does help with the life quality of playing the tank right. Those things always help. Like I say, does it drastically change how the tank plays? Not really. Is it a drastic thing? The DPM is quite a nice buff, and that is quite a big buff for it. But the penetration one, yeah, probably not. It's still a lot of the times where you're firing 221 pen or 238 pen and you're not penning, you're going to be firing 330 heat instead, right? The 330 heat is magnificent on this tank, like it always was on the old school T54. And the T55a got buffed like that to, like it says in the little blurb, help it be a little bit different compared to the Kampfpanzer 50T, right? Have that better DPM, but you've got slightly worse penetration, and the armor on, you've not got the gun depression and the shell velocity, for example, on the APCR. So there's differences in that. The T55a was always a really solid tank, to be perfectly honest with you. The big problem it always had was the fact that the T54, which was basically the same tank, existed, and it was just far, far better, and it was completely overbuffed, having that ridiculous gun, ridiculous DPM, great armour, great mobility, 6 degrees of gun depression, you name it, right? It's basically the same tank, you can get it for free, and it's just better. But yeah, it's still a great tank. So in terms of a crew on the T55a, I do run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Run and Gun, Steady Aim, Track Mechanic, Camouflage Expertise, and Muffled Shot. Run and Gun and Steady Aim to make myself 10% more accurate on the move, and just in general, because even though this gun is pretty accurate, I just want to make it that little bit better with those things, make it better at firing on the move, and make it just better in general. That's always what you want to kind of do. But this tank does have pretty good camo, and I want to make the most of it while using Camouflage Expertise and Muffled Shot as well. In terms of equipment, I run Rammer, Camo Net, and Optics. Optics to be able to spot for myself, Camo Net, like I say, to make that camo even better, and I can stay unspotted in good positions, and Rammer because, well, you're always going to make DPM 10% better, or you're not. So in this game, on Malinovka, we've managed to get 3.5k damage so far with 2.2k assistance. We're having a pretty good game so far. And we are in the hunt for that third mark of excellence. So we want to try and push this game to the absolute max that we can. We've currently got the heat loaded for the mouse chin because we should be able to go through his cheeks really easily with it. If we hit the lower plate, we'll go through easily. It should just absolutely butter that guy. Unfortunately, the gun is not playing ball so far. We're not quite hitting where we want to. And it's like, please, T55a, just hit these shots. This is free damage here with this heat. If we can hit this mouse chin. And, oh, it just turns a little bit and it hits his tracks again. Oh, it's just constantly hitting the tracks of that guy. Frustrating moment, but it is what it is. We're just looking for a shot at the 705, but he's very hull down there for our shots, and it's like, okay, I'm not really going to get too much on that guy. The T77 is up top, because we know where he is, and I'm trying to light him up at this point. He ends up coming all the way over to try and shoot as well. I'm lighting him up so that hopefully my team will shoot him when I get assistance. Unfortunately, though, I'm not getting the assistance, but we do get a shot into him. We ended up finishing the game with a really nice total. Finished with the victory. Top of the team with 4 kills, 4.1k damage, 1934 base XP, 3.4k assistance as well. So that's what, 7.5k combined. Ace tanker, yeah, and the 4 kills. Really nice game for the T55a. Honestly, the T55a is just, it's solid. It's a solid tank. You can have a lot of fun with it. It does have drawbacks, but that's in the name of balance, right? That's the way it is. And most people have it, to be fair, so most people know what it is like, because it was part of season passes, giveaway, you know, that sort of thing. So most people already know what this tank like. And to be honest, if you don't own it, and you want to know how it plays, how it feels, grind the T54. Grind the T62a line in the Russian tech tree. And you will get to know what this tank plays like by just owning the T54. And to be honest, you'll have a better experience with it because it has that slightly better gun depression. It has the similar DPM. I think it's actually worse now, possibly. Don't quote me. And it's got better penetration, better shell velocity. The armour on the upper plate is better. It can side scrape just as well. The turret armour is just as good, if not better. You know, it's just it's one of those things. But yeah, I mean, that doesn't stop the... Just because one tank is absolutely fabulous, it doesn't stop the T55a from still shining in a lot of situations and how good it is, really, to be honest. So yeah, the other thing that's happened this week, news bulletin, is we actually hit 5,000 subs. That happened. Just out the blue. I was just looking at my subs on the channel and it was like, oh my god, that's 5k. So I want to say thank you very much to everyone for subbing on this channel. Thank you all for watching these videos. It means a hell of a lot, and who knew that 5,000 people would follow me on the YouTubes and listen to my scrubby commentary, eh? Thank you all so much for that. It's just incredible, generally. So back to the video, back to the replays. We're in the T55a. We're on Prokhorovka, and at this point, I think I was at 94.6 or something like that. And we're in sight of that third mark of excellence. And Proc is the one that I'm like... We got Proc and I was like, yeah, baby. Shame I didn't get the other side. Because personally for me, I like the north spawn a little bit better. And that's for using the position at E3. Because the position at E3 for their side is a hell of a lot better than our side. Because you can actually spot the people down the one line a little bit easier. You can use the ridge line a little bit easier because of... well, inclines and stuff like that, and you can be a bit safer when trying to poke to shoot people as well, because again, ridge lines and the way the inclines are on the ridges and stuff like that. But we got the south, it's Proc, I still love this map, and I will still always feel like I can have a great time on it, as long as there's not 3 artillery and I'm not in a Type 5 heavy, or a mouse, you know, as it is what it is. And so far, we're up to 1,300 damage. And I'm thinking in this game, to get that over that line, it was probably about 4.5k at this point, 5k. So we are farming as hard as we can. There is a guy in the encounter cap at the minute, and that's concerning me a little bit. Because, yeah, it's going to be a little bit hard if they get very close to capping to make sure that this game just doesn't end in a cap. But they've sent a lot of people to that hill area. And it's like, hang on a minute. That is a lot of people on the hill and spotted on the other side. And our team has progressed very, very quickly along that one line. You know what? I'm going to play aggressively. We're going to push over as fast as we can, unexpectedly, get in on this WZ-120. We have a DPM advantage over this guy. get rid of him, and hopefully spot the people that were camping at A6 and hopefully get some assistance for it. We did spot the people that were camping at A6, but unfortunately for me, they didn't get shot, so we didn't get any assistance. So that part of the plan didn't work out. But we did just basically absolutely assassinate that WZ-120, who has a big gun, and it hurts if it hits. But fortunately enough for me, he bounced a shot, and my far superior DPM, which, remember, with the buffs, means it'd even be even better than that, I could absolutely wreck him. That was a measured plan there, because it was literally like, you know what, this could go badly, because there could be something like there was an FV4005 on that line. If the 4005 had looked and actually one-shot me, that could have been a bad time. But I took the risk and thought, you know what, going on the 120, I know I can out-DPM him. I might take a hit or two, but I'll get rid of him. And hopefully I'll be able to spot those other guys and get myself a load of assistance. But it didn't quite work out like that. But we did get all the nice damage on that 120, which was fantastic. And so far, we're up to 4.5k damage. Gaining a little bit of assistance here and there from spotting. But it's going decently so far. And again, I'm at the point where I just need... Oh, what a shot that. That was a snap. Beautiful snapshot. We get rid of the T55a6. And yeah, like I say, we're at that point where I just need to get over the line, right? We need to get more than what we've got now. And I'm looking at it going, this could do it. Well, we're at 4.8k at the minute. This could get what we need. But I need to make sure... We need to get as much as we can, and oh, physics, come on, bro. We go in on this WZ-111QL. So we get a couple of shots into his rear, which puts us up to 5.4, nearly 5.5k. Oh, heat rounds. We end up getting the heat round absorbed on the side of that WZ-111QL there. And unfortunately, we didn't get any more damage on that guy. I didn't want to slip into that dip where he was, because... yeah, it's going to take me a little bit of time to get out, and therefore it would take me a little bit of time to get anywhere near the remaining enemies on the opposite team. But physics said, lol, mate, you're slipping in, that's it. And unfortunately we did. We get a nice shot on the move into the T95 FV4201. That's why I like to take run and gun, so that we're more accurate for taking shots like that. And that puts us up to 5.8k damage. Can we quite find the shot on the FV4005? Yes, we do. And we get to shut that guy down as well. And we're up to 5.8k damage with the victory. 3 kills. Yeah, 5.8k damage. The ace tanker, Confederate, high caliber, and that third mark of excellence. A really nice game for the T55a. Absolutely solid tank. Thank you so much, everybody, for 5,000 subscribers on this channel. That baffles me. Honestly, completely baffles me. Absolutely fabulous of all to sit here and watch and listen to me babble on about tanks, pixels, and things like that. So thank you very much, everybody. So as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.